try this out. A couple of the Latin American teams that we cast earlier made a single destroyer work for them. And there are maps that some of the higher level competitive clans are trying that and making it work.
All right, for those of you just joining us right now, this is the King of the Seas final. We are down in Austin, Texas live. I'm Nozoop for you. I am here with SeaRaptor. And if you missed the last round, ZR won in the last minute of the game to take game number 1 versus OPG. This is the second. We are on Tears of a Desert, and we're going to get things started here just in about 20 seconds. Me and SeaRaptor are going to do the ceremonial ramming of ships just to get ourselves out of the way, and these ships are going to get at it. This is going to be another good round. Going to be exciting to see how OPG alters what they did last round, though I don't know that they have to do much. It's not like they made any mistakes, really. It just came down to that last minute, and one team pushed and made it work.
I feel like maybe I'm speculating, right? Because what they did was working for them up until that late push at C. They might have had the opportunity to be a little more aggressive at A, but I don't think they had the firepower, right? You only had a Des Moines and a Yamato, probably not quite enough to push when that Montana, you've got a Montana, a Des Moines, and a Hindenburg kind of in your face. Tough to pull that off. So they have the opportunity here to be a little more aggressive because they've got double gearing. So they can contest more caps and be in more places when it comes to caps than ZR can with their team comp. But that Minotaur, Zombrie's Minotaur on the other team is going to be a threat that they probably are not familiar with. And this is actually OPG's first time playing Tears of the Desert in this tournament. So I'm very curious to see how they do. Yeah, they have not played this map yet in the tournament.
So has ZR played on this map? Well, obviously, if you haven't said anything about that then, right?
Pretty sure they have. Yeah, they beat PSV on this map in the semifinals.
Okay, so they are familiar with this map, and maybe their decision to go with only destroyers based upon how they did that round as well.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. We've got Gearing Des Moines, Zhao, and Yamato breaking along the GH line, headed over to C as Gearing Republic, Zhao head up the 2-3 line towards A. Dr. Citadel's Minotaur basically retreating for the backfield right now. I feel like maybe he's just trying to get some distance so he doesn't get early spotted by planes and deleted. It looks like he may have gotten spotted. It looks like there's shots going in on him.
So here on ZR side, we've got a Montana, a Zhao, and a Hindenburg heading due south. Everyone else appears to be headed towards A, although there are 2 cruisers that are kind of positioning themselves right around B. It looks like they're going to take some of the islands and use that to conceal themselves and maybe just kind of contest B. It looks like the Minotaur Zombie is moving in, and I think he might play some anti-DD role there and just kind of sit around B behind these islands and try and protect B. But it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds right now. Tears of a Desert is a very interesting map.
Well, to me, this is one of the better maps in the game now. It's gone through a lot of change these last 6 months. They've reoriented the caps. They've changed the islands. They've removed that landmass in the extreme northeast. And I think the entire map plays better for it now. To me, this is one of the more enjoyable maps in the game to play. It's got a lot more interesting angles to work and places you can hide and duck in and out of vision. And so there's a lot of opportunities here for teams that's invest the time to kind of look at these things and figure out what's available in terms of firing angles and where they can plant some of their more stationary cruisers like a Des Moines.
So what do you think is going to be the key on this map then?
I think it's going to be. I want to see how OPG does with these Zhaos. Right, we've got Derek Slide and Fratstar going super wide on the edges of the map. We see this a lot. And it's something that some of the clans on NA started doing late in the clan battle season. We've seen it before. We watched both OPG and 07 do a lot of this in the semifinals. And this is a smaller map, right? Tears of the Desert clocks in at 42 kilometers square. It's a little smaller than Islands of Ice. A couple of fewer places left to hide, and we'll see how this goes. Now, Zombrie's Minotaur aggressively moving into B already, trading shots with Citadel at close range. Citadel already at half health.
Citadel is hurting right now.
Yeah, Zombrie looks like Zombrie's going to move up to that island in B and probably just own the B cap because there's very, very few destroyers that are going to be able to push him out of there. That's a very aggressive play, but I think it's going to work for them. And he's in the school bus camp.
Yep, is he really? Yeah, he sure is. Got a little bus. That was a very, very bold move from him right there, and it's so far paid off. And he's kind of wedged himself in an area where Citadel's not going to be able to get to him. Dr. Citadel's, I think he's going to pull out and actually do what you thought he was going to do earlier by disappearing so he doesn't get deleted early on.
Yeah, Citadel's pulling back as OPG bags A and C on the strength of their destroyer advantage, but basically ZR is using Zombie like a giant destroyer himself.
Well, and there are torps inbound, though. It looks like these are going to miss.
Yeah, he's good.
Who fired those? Were those from the aircraft carrier, or was that from a destroyer? I did not.
No, that's Grey Baron. Grey Baron's gearing up in A. Once Zombie was spotted, he threw those torps kind of down in that direction.
Okay, gotcha. So right now you've got B. A is being contested right now, though.
Yeah, GRE score ducked in there, but I think he's going to have to back off. He was under a lot of pressure. Yeah, he's already back out of the cap now.
In many ways, it seems like this round is starting to play out exactly how the last round played out.
Yep. Yeah, we saw that coming. Citadel could.
Yep.
Yeah, he's struggling to stay out of spotting and caught out there with too many ships with too many angles. And the Minotaur's fragile when she doesn't have hard cover. So there she goes.
Yep, and against the Hindenburg at that. Well, that throws things a little differently. It's going to be interesting to see how OPG reacts now that they're down one cruiser, and now they are losing A as well. So this is going to shift the dynamics of the battle very, very early on.
Well, I think what it's going to do is it's going to allow ZR to pick up A, right? There's nobody up there that can test it. Grey Baron would have to drive into the cap and spot GRE score, like, by hand, manually, ship to ship, and he's not going to risk his ship that way. There's no radar up there, and there's too much fighter cover for them to try and get planes in to spot GRE. Now, what is happening is that Beta Orionis' gearing is just about to get on to B, so they're going to trade caps here, but it's going to hold things steady. Both teams ticking up one cap at a time now, as they've got Zombrie's Minotaur, of course, parked firmly in B, where he's going to be very difficult to wedge out of there.
No, I don't think he's going to be moving at all. There's not much he can do there, but just being there is doing enough.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really bold play by ZR. I have not seen anybody play this map quite this way. Zombie, of course, has radar. He looks like he must have spotted. He must have popped it so his teammates could get some shots in on Beta Orionis and drive him out of B.
Yeah, at B though, it's like, what are you going to do though? I mean, Zombie's there, but there's no point trying to dislodge him. So I don't know if OPG's just going to fall back and just write B off completely and focus on maybe A and C. But right now, really, ZR, they are well positioned above A right now. They've got the extreme north of the flank right now, so they've got A well protected. You've got the Hindenburg, Yazinpoi, and Kashimakaze and the Zhao and Hindenburg targeting Ak right now. So they are very close to each other, concentrating their fire. So although I do see someone else firing at Kashimakaze right now. Who is that? It looks like, okay, there he is now. Frat Star for Life is back there. It looks like he might have just got spotted by an aircraft.
Yeah, ZR's done a really good job with board control right now. Like they own B. It's going to be very difficult to dislodge that Minotaur out of there. And by getting that early kill on Citadel, that puts a lot more pressure on OPG because they can't really contest A at this point. They don't really have the right forces at A to do much about it. We know Citadel was packing radar, and now he's off the board. That only leaves them the Des Moines, which is going to make it almost impossible for them to try and get up there and spot GRE score. So basically what ZR's done is they've used that Minotaur as a giant destroyer in this particular lineup, and it's working out brilliantly for them.
Yeah, but it looks like Derek Slide just took a pretty big hit right there. I don't know who got him, but it might have been... Oh, there's another one. Wow.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Yeah, Derek got hammered in smoke there and kind of drifted out of the smoke, was undoubtedly spotted and punished by both Des Moines from astern and Make You Read This is Minotaur.
Yeah, good shot, and good job by Made You Read This finishing him off right there. And again, that really throws that's so, a huge loss right now.
Yeah, so if you're OPG at this point, all you can do on that flank now up near A is try to delay the inevitable. Like ZR is going to hook around and start pushing down that 2-3 line, and there's not much you can do except try to slow them down. What they need to do if they're deadly serious, they got to get into B. They've got to try and kill Zombie and get a hold of B. It's going to be tough. I mean, they're 2 ships down.
Well,
they're about to be 300 points down.
Mechanics just took a pretty big hit right there as well, and here comes GRE score. He's going to smoke him up a little bit, give him a little protection right there. But if you're ZR, I mean, I don't think you really have to be that aggressive right now. They've got control of the map. They have a ship lead. So if I'm them, why are you going to put yourself in a situation where you might lose ships and might make the score a little closer when you can just kind of control the board the way they are right now?
Yeah, there's no reason for them to risk anything, right? I mean, they're going to win in less than 4 minutes if nothing changes.
Yep, absolutely. So Very much in control of the board right now. Let's see what's going back on up here. Ooh, Yazinpoi just took a pretty big hit right there. He's at half health. The teams are very close right now, hit wise. Got a couple ships on ZR that are hurting right now. You've got a half health Des Moines, a half health Hindenburg, and Yazinpoi's kind of in a bad shot. He's taking shots from other people too, so he kind of needs to get out of there right now. But still ZR, I wouldn't say they're in any danger by any stretch of the imagination right now.
No, they're up over 300 points now as we tick down towards about 3 minutes to go. They have put OPG has put Beta Orionis back into the bottom of the B cap. They were trying to move ACAC up, it looked like, maybe to try to get shots on Zombie, but ACAC continued to aggressively move up this little island chain now in looks like about F7, keeping the Zhao and everything under fire in front of him. But you know, there's not a lot of low health ships that they can take advantage of.
No, and Zombie just cracking me up right there. Just, you know, he has wedged himself into that island. He cannot be dislodged. I mean, that was a very, very bold move at the very, very beginning of the round, and it made a huge difference.
Well, it's a risky play, right? If it works and he gets in there, getting him out of there is almost impossible. But if he fails and they see him and they get shells on him, they could pop him like a balloon.
This round would have been completely different had he gone down at the beginning of the round. So Yazinpoi's in some trouble right now. He is in some big trouble. He's getting fired at by Des Moines and Azal, although Fratstar is also taking a little bit of damage as well. He's in trouble himself. So we might see a kill trade right here, maybe.
Well, we'll see. Yazinpoi is dark. They don't have eyes on him anymore. So
okay.
A4's got to try and get some planes up there and get some eyes on him. There they go. They've got him again now, but very briefly. He's under 10K. But they're running out of ships that could shoot at him. ACAC and Fratstar are about the only ones that have the chance to even hit him, and well, they can't spot him right now. It's going to be tough to get shots on him.
Well, right now the cap points are the biggest enemy at this point.
No question.
They've still got plenty of time. 9 minutes is plenty of time to make something happen, but you know,
well,
850 to 500. That the timer, they're losing time in a different way at this point.
You got it. There's 8 minutes on the clock, but ZR is going to win in less than 2 minutes if nothing changes. So OPG's got to get on their game and probably bag a kill. They need a kill to extend the clock, and then they need to try and see what they can do here. Now, they pulled Pickle back. Pickle was way down on the I line, kind of headed towards C. They've pulled him all the way back up now to kind of make a push, almost like they're going to shove both their battleships up into A. But it's taken them, you know, a while to get there. You know, ships don't move that quick, and they're running out of time.
And here you have Made You Read This. He's pushing pretty hard right now, along with a trio of other ships. You've got 2 cruisers concealed in smoke right now from the gearing, and they're just pounding away at the Yamato and the Republic. So actually the Yamato right here, Deprived Pickle's getting shot at from both sides of the map, including Zombie, who's in the mix now. He's finally found himself an angle to actually start firing, and Deprived Pickle is losing hit points very, very quickly right now. And it looks like he's doing the only option he has, which is to push forward. And I think he might just plant forward right into that island, but Made You Read This, I think he's going to challenge.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they've got to do something. The game is over very, very quickly. They've pushed both gearings into B now. That holds those points back. That extends the clock a bit, but only a bit. They need a kill, and they need a couple of kills, to be brutally honest.
Here it comes here, and that's a huge hit right there.
Pickle taking a big couple of citadels right through that octagonal space on the Yamato's forward armor, and
he's going to cross right in front. He might take some pretty big damage here, but no.
He's healing and burning simultaneously. He puts a bunch.
If they can take the Deprived Pickle out, if they get him before they get Made You Read This,
that's the game. That's the game. They had to get Made You Read This off the board before Pickle died to extend the clock, and it didn't happen.
Wow. What an interesting fight right there, and that puts ZR up by 2 games right now. They are up 2-0 at this point, so OPG has got to make something happen to stay in this, and we're going to move to Sleeping Giant for this next round. Could be the last, but I don't think OPG is going to go down easily. That is not them, and